Most men think lust is the enemy, something to suppress, to fight, to bury deep. But they're wrong. Lust isn't your enemy, it's your greatest energy source. The same fire that drives men to chase pleasure is the same force that built empires, won wars, and created legacies. The men who understood this didn't run from their desires. They harnessed them and turned them into power. History remembers men who mastered themselves. Julius Caesar stood before an entire empire and refused to be just another name in history. He could have drowned in indulgence, but he saw comfort as the true enemy. Instead of letting his desires weaken him, he sharpened them into ambition, turning his hunger into a force that conquered the world. Alexander the Great had access to every pleasure imaginable, yet he didn't stop. He could have stayed in the comfort of his victories, but he knew satisfaction breeds weakness. He burned with something greater than momentary pleasure, the hunger to carve his name into eternity. These men didn't suppress their desires, they mastered them. Because they understood the truth, self-control isn't about saying no, it's about saying not yet. Lust is just energy, and energy is neutral. A wildfire can burn down a city or power an empire. It all depends on whether you control it or let it consume you. Most men are slaves to their desires. They chase distractions, surrender to every impulse, and wonder why they remain weak, lost, and unfulfilled. They let their energy leak into things that drain them: cheap pleasure, empty pursuits, and fleeting highs that leave them hollow. They tell themselves they're strong, yet they give in at the first temptation. They wonder why they lack discipline, yet they waste their fire on things that don't serve them. But a man who controls himself, he is feared, he is respected, he is unstoppable, because the man who is ruled by nothing rules everything. When you stop being a slave to lust, you start moving differently. You think clearer. Your presence shifts. You no longer seek approval, you command it. You stop chasing and the world starts chasing you. Women notice. People notice. Not because you suppress your nature, but because you have mastered it. Because when you control your fire, you burn brighter than anyone else. Most men waste their energy, but you will sharpen it. Instead of draining yourself on distractions, you will turn your hunger into focus. Instead of seeking fleeting pleasure, you will build something that lasts. You will turn your desires into discipline, your impulses into power, and your hunger into greatness. But make no mistake, this path is not easy. It's not about short-term victories. It's about choosing the long war. It's about waking up every day and making a choice. Do you serve your impulses, or do your impulses serve you? Most men take the easy road. They chase pleasure and call it freedom. But the strongest men, they take control. They say not yet to distractions, so they can say yes to greatness later. Because every moment of weakness is a test. Every temptation is a chance to prove you are different. Most men fail. Most men give in. You will not. Because you know the truth. A man who controls himself controls the world. So stop running from your nature. Master it. Stop fighting your hunger. Feed it the right things. Instead of chasing pleasure, start chasing legacy.